Let's be honest, there is nothing more painful than praying with all your heart and hearing nothing. No sign, no answer. No confirmation. Just silence. You start asking questions you never thought you would ask. God, do you still hear me? Did I do something wrong? Am I talking to a wall, or is heaven really listening? If that is where you are right now, you are not crazy. You are not alone. And most importantly, you are not abandoned. Because silence does not mean absence. Let me show you what is actually happening when you feel like God is not speaking. First, let's validate the truth. God's silence can feel like rejection. And no one wants to admit that out loud in church. You are showing up. You are praying. You are fasting. And yet, nothing changes. It makes you feel forgotten, invisible, discarded. But you need to hear this. God's silence is not punishment. It is preparation. He is not ignoring you. He is incubating something deeper inside you. And sometimes, the loudest thing God says is nothing at all, because He is teaching you to trust even when it is quiet. You are not the first person to experience this. In fact, some of the greatest people in Scripture faced divine silence. Let me show you. Job lost everything, and all he got was silence. David cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Psalm 22:1. Jesus himself, on the cross, said the same words, my God, why have you forsaken me?" So if Jesus felt it, why are we ashamed to say we feel it too? Silence does not mean God is not working. It means He is trusting you to keep walking without the training wheels. Here is the part no one teaches clearly. Silence is where trust grows. Anyone can follow when they feel goosebumps, but it takes real faith to follow God when all you hear is your own footsteps. Silence is where your identity is forged. Sometimes God withholds His voice, so you can hear your own. So you can learn who you really are when you are not just reacting to miracles and signs. Silence creates intimacy. It sounds ironic, but it is true because it forces you to seek Him. Not just His blessings. If you only worship when He is speaking, you are chasing performance, not presence. So what should you do in the silence? Let me give you a spiritual action plan, because you are not meant to just wait in confusion. Keep praying, but change your posture. Stop begging. Start listening. Silence is not a punishment. It is an invitation to listen deeper. Revisit the last thing He told you. When God is not speaking, it usually means you are still supposed to be walking out the last instruction. Worship louder than your doubt. Your spirit needs to hear your own praise echo in the dark. Faith does not always hear, but it still declares. Fast from noise, not just food. Silence around you can help you hear the whispers within you. Remind your soul, God's silence is still sacred. Some of the most powerful seeds grow in the soil of silence. If you are in that silent season right now, you are not being punished. You are being planted. And when a seed is in the ground, it is surrounded by darkness. It is covered. It is buried. But soon it will break through. That is what this silence is. Not an ending, a beginning beneath the surface. God is not ignoring you. He is maturing you. And when the time is right, you will look back and realize that the silence taught you more than the answers ever could. If this message hit your heart, comment below, "God, I will trust you, even in the silence, not for me, but for your own spirit." Let your fingers speak the faith your mouth is too tired to say right now. And if you know someone who has been crying in secret, send them this video. Because no one should walk through this spiritual fog alone. Subscribe now. Join this family of faith. And remember, God may be silent right now, but He is still speaking through everything around you. Hold on, your answer is coming. And when it arrives, it will be worth every quiet, tear-filled night you survived.